The date is the 29th of October 2024. This picture from a garden of the star above the houses was taken at 10:28 p.m. And basically I didn't know what star it was, so I've got my Star Walk 2 app out, which I can prove is supernatural anyway, because I did a video today, if you go and have a look, about Planet 9 showing up on the app, which doesn't exist. But anyway, the next video on, I've just uploaded that to my Google Drive to download it to my Samsung Galaxy S7 Plus tablet, because I wanted to do, I've got the video editing suite on here, and basically I went to play it because I was just checking it was working. It didn't work. It says video cannot be played. So there's more supernatural signs from Jehovah. He always backs it up with another supernatural sign that this, what I'm saying, is true. Now watch this Star Walk app too. It's really weird. I couldn't work it out first. The date is the 29th of October 2024 and the time is 10:41 p.m. I've just come outside, well, a minute ago, about 5 minutes ago, just to check that star up against up at my house, and I've got my supernatural Star Walk 2, and you'll see in a minute. I've turned the music off. There's as you can see, that's directly east. There's a little marker there, and that's directly north, so that is in line on the horizon. Look, now if I follow that line up, there's Cetus, which is the it's the beast of the sea. That's Watchtower, the beast of Revelation. If I go up there to that star, shining star, it's actually Saturn. That's what it's yeah, Saturn. Look, definitely 100% sure. And that is in Aquarius, which is my mum's star sign. She was born on the 1st of February 1944. So she's Aquarius. Below that is Pisces. I've actually got a coat of arms or family crest with a fish on it, and it's got James underneath it. So that is actually connected to my mum there. That's the Saturn. So obviously that's the east. That's the north. Now look what happens when you get to the south. Sorry, the west, towards over the Birchwood Kingdom Hall, right? This is what you get. What the hell is going on? It's dark out here now at 10:41, and we have the sun on the horizon. Oh, come on, that's west. Look, that's directly there. If I move it that way, it's literally directly in the direction of the Birchwood Kingdom Hall, with Libra there. You know what Libra is, don't you? The scales of justice. This is a supernatural miracle from Jehovah on the Star Walk 2 app, right? There's no way that sun is on the horizon. The sun went down long ago. In fact, I've just looked on my Stellarium astronomy app. Stellarium's brilliant, and I will check it again and do a video in a minute. But that's the sun has gone well below the horizon, and Libra is well below the horizon. So what the hell is going on there with that? I mean, that is literally, I'm pointing at I know where the Birchwood Kingdom Hall is, and that is virtually, probably to the left a bit more it should be, but it probably is in line with the Kingdom Hall, to be honest. The Birchwood Kingdom Hall, look. There we go to the north. There we go to the east. Perfectly right. And if you rise up for that star, as you can see, the yellow dot is Saturn, and that's perfectly aligned up. And what's interesting, if I put the app down, point at the camera pointing at the floor, look what you've got. Taurus in my garden. Taurus is my my star sign, by the way, the bull, and I am bull-headed, right? So obviously that's the horizon on the east. As I said, that's the star Saturn shining up there. Now, if I superimpose it with my eyes, it is directly on there. But this is not right. The sun is going down by the looks of it. But what the hell is it doing above the horizon? This app is supernatural. Once it's got some really weird music, and it went weird once on me. This is weird again now. Look at that. You can see that for yourself. What's underneath it? Is that Virgo? That's interesting. Is that the Virgin Virgo? Yeah, it's got legs there, look. What's around here? Nothing much, but what is that sun doing there? It's probably about 10:50 now at night. So you've got the sun there, the son of God, if you like, which is me. And you've got Libra, the scales of justice over the... That is really in the direction of the North Icon, well, the Birchwood Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses, literally. And I'll do a video in a minute and show you where the actual... This is obviously not right. It's Jehovah's reprogrammed this Star Walk app too, definitely. I suspect it was supernatural long ago. I've done a video on the other one where look at the other one where it's got a screenshot of Star Walk 2 with the moon on Taurus, the nose, which is my star sign, with next to Orion, it's got planet 9, which is planet X or planet Nibiru. It's a hypothetical planet that is on this. It's not on here now because I've searched it, but it's on a screenshot. So Jehovah is telling me where the position of planet 9 is. The destroyer planet. They reckon it's going to come near Earth. It will do. It'll bring Armageddon basically at the end of time and cause destruction. But I see that moon's going below the horizon now. Weird. I don't know what to say. I want to find out where Libra is. I'll find the azimuth. That's to the Kingdom Hall, the Birchwood Kingdom Hall, which is Jehovah's Temple at Jerusalem. It's 257, the azimuth. That's the angle, degrees. So I'm going to check it in a minute. This is weird. Anyway, I'll say bye for now. And well, I'm not saying bye. I'm going to do the video now to check where the position is on Stellarium app. Right, I'm back on my bed now. I've just checked the video I've just done that you've just watched, and the time, the info on the video, the time was at 10:48 p.m. right? And if I now go on my Stellarium, do you remember the sun is on the horizon with Libra, right? Now we're just going to change the time. That's right. 2024, 10th 29. And the time was 22:48. That was the time. I'll just take it back a few seconds. That'll do. Well, pause it there. So that's the time. So we're now going to enter the position of the sun. So this matches the time on the video. Watch this. Look at that. That's not even... That video I've just seen is in the flipping west. Over the Birchwood Kingdom Hall. Look where that is. That's north, look. Where the sun does set. Sort of, yeah, further north, isn't it? It's right down below the horizon, look. So that's obviously, that Star Walk app 2 is supernatural. Because it was picking up the star Saturn, okay? So why is the sun out of sync? There's no way an app could do that without Jehovah interfering it and reprogramming the app like he has done the YouTube, and he did my Google Drive, which is in my videos. Go and check them out. So, yeah, the azimuth of the sun is 338. So I wonder where Libra is then. Let me check where Libra is, the scales. That's what was over the north, the Birchwood Kingdom Hall, the scales of justice. That's what Libra is. There's Libra. Next to Mercury. So let me just check. Let me just get rid of the atmosphere. Put the constellations up. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, if you turn Libra up to the top, it's pointing down to the sun, which is exactly the same on the Star Walk 2 app. But this is in the north, and that was setting on the horizon on the Birchwood Kingdom Hall with Libra, the scales of justice, which is appropriate because the elders there disfellowship me after being well, I committed adultery and confessed, basically. But as Jesus said, if you confess to the Father, you'll be forgiven. That's definitely a sign from Jehovah on the Star Walk 2 app. There's no way the sun was in that position. Look, it's north. That's west. Where's Taurus then? Let me just see where Taurus is. Because that was in my garden. There's Taurus. I'm just trying to work out its position. No, that's all wrong. Just check this. That's east. Taurus was above the horizon, and I showed you, if you go back and look at the video, last video, it showed Taurus was in my garden just below me. Something serious wrong with that Star app 2. It's not playing up because Saturn was in the right place. Oh, don't say Saturn's in the wrong place now. Where was that? What? In this? No. You've got to be joking me. Yeah, it's in Aquarius, like I showed you, but the star's out there. The star is literally... Oh, this is ridiculous. I've got to download another star app, really. Is this the right date? The stars and constellations are moved. Literally. 20th of 4th, 10th today, the month, October 29, 2248. What's that? That's 10, isn't it? 1048. And Saturn's towards southwest. But Saturn's above my house in the east. God. Right, I'll just check. I'm going to go outside again and check it with another app, because this is ridiculous. Right, here's the... Oh, that's going to be true. I don't want that. Here's... Oh, flipping it. I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, I just had to cut out the last part of the video with the Stellarium app, because I put the wrong time in, so I'm going to put the right time in now. So I just redone it again. I put 22 2048, and it should be 22. So we'll change that now. So that's correct now. So we'll check where the sun is. Sun. Ooh. SUN sun. Yeah, it's the same as the Stellarium website. We've got Mercury there on top of the scales of Libra, the scales of justice, pointing towards the sun. So what has happened? Let me put the landscape on. Oh, I think I put landscape on. Where is it? That's because it's there. There it is. It's below the horizon. So what you were seeing on the Star Walk 2 app was Libra. Well, just twist that round and point towards upwards. That's how it looks like on the horizon over the Birchwood Kingdom Hall. As I say, that's a sign from Jehovah. Those elders disfellowship me, wrongly disfellowship me after being confessing to adultery. So this is Jehovah's way of getting back at them, warning them that I think they might be looking at my my YouTube and Facebook page. I know Baz Gilderdale is, so they're probably getting a bit scared of this now. But that is in the right place compared to the other the Stellarium web. So yeah, all well and good. So the next video, I've actually used the Star Walk 2 app again to show what that star is, and it's definitely it says it's Saturn, but now watch what's happened when I downloaded the Stellarium, which is this one, Stellarium app, onto my phone, Stellarium mobile. God, it gets worse weird. This is really mathematically strange. Something supernatural's going on. You got to admit that. And if something's supernatural going on like this, with the apps being reprogrammed, that's the YouTube app, my Google Drive app, and now my Stellarium flipping app has been programmed. Which means there's only one thing. Jehovah did it, which means he exists. Obviously. Right, I'm going to play the next video now. This is even getting more bizarre. I just, the last video, which you're going to see of the Star Walk 2 app and the Stellarium app on my Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus phone, I've just uploaded that to my Dropbox, and I'll show you where it is, the video. I didn't do it to the correct folder. It's just in the bottom. There it is, right, bottom right hand corner. I've just downloaded that basically to my Samsung Galaxy S7 Plus tablet I'm on now, and look what happens when I try to play it. There it is in downloads. That first one, playback error. Oh dear, I don't know what's going on here. It's really strange. So what I'm going to have to do, that ain't going to work because Jehovah's nobbled it again. So I'm going to have to go to my Dropbox and play it from there. The last video. That's the best way of doing it, isn't it? Here we go. Right, the time is 11:11 p.m. Oh wow, 11:11 p.m. That's an unusual number. Now, I'll just put my camera... there I am. That's towards the east directly. That's towards the north. That's towards the west. It's a bit light over there, look. I don't know why that is again. That's towards the south where my light's on. And if you go from south straight across there and then look up over the house, look, there's a star there, which the Star Walk 2 app says is Saturn. And we'll check it in a minute again. I've downloaded this Stellarium app. What was that? I somehow moved. I didn't zoom in there or anything. What happened there? Supernatural again. That's weird. Look, you can see the star plainly. I wish these lights are off. They don't go out till 12. Right, so that's that there. I'll come off this now. Now let's go on to the Star Walk 2. Just had to turn it down. Let me press the east to west. Right, that's east. We'll go over to the Birchwood Kingdom Hall again. And there's Libra, look. And the sun is there down below. That's the wrong position. That's the west, look. So what's this star up here? That's gone brighter now. What is it? There you are, Saturn. It says it's flipping Saturn. That's the only bright star in the sky. Or is it, what's that bright star that's come up? I'm just going to take a screenshot of this so I can... Right, I'll take a screenshot of this because that looks a bright star as well. That seems to be that one now, but Saturn's in the wrong place. Oops, I pressed the Bixby. I'm always doing that. Right, I took a screenshot of that. What's that? Fommer Hort? I don't know what that is. No, that's Saturn up there. What's that other bright star next to it? I can't see anything in the sky. Definitely nothing there. Look, that's the east. So that's correct. The actual orientation is correct. And there we have Taurus again, down below there. Below the horizon, when it's not below the horizon. But if that's east, then that star must be Saturn. Right, I'm trying my Stellarium now. Let's come out of this app. I've just downloaded it. Right at the... there it is. I forget how this works now. Location. Skellingthorpe, they are real time. How do I... I'm not sure how to make it work. Point your device up. Ah, here we go. So, what's down here? You see, look, that star, there's no Taurus there now. And if I go towards the west again, that's the Birchwood Kingdom Hall. Look, Saturn's there. What the hell is that going on? That's the south, that's right. That's the west. That's the north, right? That's right. But that's right on the there's Saturn, look, in Aquarius. So Saturn is in the right place. What's that star up there then? Jupiter? Now it's saying that's Jupiter. This is the correct app. It's in Taurus, look, my star sign. So all this is a sign from Jehovah. That star. Well, that's weird, because the Saturn is measuring up to Jupiter in some strange way on that app. The orientation's the same. What the God, I'm confused. I think this is. I think NASA need to look at this app because it's supernatural. I think Jehovah's produced this. So there's Jupiter on the horns. Look. No, you can see it's above Eric's house next door. That's Jupiter, right? And you can see that. I'm just going to lower it down now, and I'm going to go back on the. Okay, that's a good app. I'll use that. Now I've not moved. I'm going back on the Star Walk 2 app. Press the orientation. See, look, the orientation's fine. That's east. That's what it says. And yet when I lift it up, it's saying it's Saturn. Where's Aquarius? There's Aquarius, look. That's Aquarius. But bring the app down. So basically, on this app, it's saying it's Saturn. Oh, God, let me check this. Got a flashing light above me now. There, look. You see it? More supernatural. Where's it gone? I'm trying to look at it, what it is. That's not a plane. I can't hear any plane over me. There they are. Jehovah's confirming it's supernatural, that app. What is that? Coming out of the light now. There's. That's going across the sky. That looks like a star flashing or something. That's not a plane. Not when this is happening. Put my Star Walk app on again. There we go. East. It's like the orientation of the compass is fine. It's just the whole stupid. The constellations are out of whack. Well, they're not. This app is. Obviously, something's going on with it again. Look. So obviously Saturn is there, which I'm pointing it up to, which I thought was Saturn because it was a bright star. But that ends up in Jupiter, in Taurus, my bull sign. Right? So when I use this Stellarium app, it's saying it's Jupiter. So some strange mathematical equation is going on off that they're matching up on these apps. Gotta give in. Anyway, I'll call it a day there now. Right. Excuse me. Now, I think Watchtower and Jehovah's Witnesses are going to find this interesting if you've lasted this long. The video, the first video of the Star Walk 2 app, after the picture that I showed at the beginning, the video was taken at, I looked on the info and it was 10, well, I started at 10:41, it said 10:48. So now what I always do is look in the New World Translation, 1984 edition. It's my black Bible I've had since Leicester. It's years old. And if you look on page 1048, yeah, it was 1048, that video. 1048 is actually Lamentations chapter 2. And that's amazing, because when I take down Watchtower, Lamentations is the book that I'll be using against Samantha. It talks about Jerusalem, how she goes into weeping and she can't sleep and her stomach churns, and about the elders as well. I've got the elders here in I think it's, yeah, I've got elders written on that page. So elders, Simon Eshelby, Fred Bolton, on chapter 3. So that's interesting. But what's even more interesting is the New World Translation 2013 edition, the Silver Sword, as Jehovah's Witnesses called it. And page 1048 is actually Jeremiah chapter 9. And this is, I've already listened to it. This is talking about Watchtower, Jehovah's Witnesses, but I think it's talking especially about the elders at the Birchwood Kingdom or North Icon congregation. So this is a message for Simon Eshelby, who was my chairman on the judicial committee, David Seven, Baz Gilderdale, and Bob Gash. And you can include Fred Bolton, the presiding overseer, because he was behind my disfellowshipping. He didn't like me much. He kept saying to me, make sure you take your tablets, you know, your medication, mental health problem thing. So where's my JW? So 1048 is on Jeremiah chapter 9. And we'll just listen to this now, because this is definitely supernatural app that's going on. Jehovah's giving me a message now. Where's Jeremiah? I always fiddle about on here. Ah, there we go. Jeremiah chapter 9. Listen to this. This is Jehovah's message to Jehovah's Witnesses and to the elders at the Birchwood Kingdom Hall.
Chapter 9. Oh, that my head were waters, my eyes a fountain of tears. Then I would weep day and night for the slain ones of my people. Oh, that I had a traveler's lodging place in the wilderness. Then I would leave my people and go away from them, for they are all adulterers, a band of treacherous people. They bend their tongue like a bow. Falsehood, not faithfulness, prevails in the land. They advance from evil to evil, and they pay no attention to me, declares Jehovah. Everyone, be on guard against your neighbor, and do not trust even your brother. For every brother is a betrayer, and every neighbor is a slanderer. Each one cheats his neighbor, and no one speaks truth. They have taught their tongue to speak falsehood. They wear themselves out doing what is wrong. You are living in the midst of deception. In their deception, they refuse to know me, declares Jehovah. Therefore, this is what Jehovah of armies says. I will smelt them and test them, for what else can I do with the daughter of my people? Their tongue is a deadly arrow that speaks deception. With his mouth, a person speaks of peace to his neighbor, but inside he lays an ambush. Should I not call them to account for these things, declares Jehovah? Should I not avenge myself on such a nation? I will weep and lament over the mountains, and take up a dirge over the pastures of the wilderness. For they have been burned up, so that no man passes through, and the sound of livestock is not heard. The birds of heaven and the beasts have fled. They are gone. I will make Jerusalem piles of stones, the lair of jackals, and I will make the cities of Judah desolate, without an inhabitant. Who is wise enough to understand this? To whom has the mouth of Jehovah spoken, that he may declare it? Why has the land perished? Why is it scorched like the wilderness, so that no one is passing through? Jehovah replied, because of their rejecting my law that I set before them, and because they have not followed it and obeyed my voice. Instead, they stubbornly followed their own hearts, and they followed the Baal images as their fathers had taught them to do. Therefore, this is what Jehovah of armies, the God of Israel, says. Here I am making this people eat wormwood, and I will make them drink poisoned water. I will scatter them among the nations that they and their fathers have not known, and I will send a sword after them until I will have exterminated them. This is what Jehovah of armies says. Behave with understanding. Summon the women who sing dirges, and send for the skilled women to come, so that they may hurry and raise a lamentation for us, so that our eyes may stream with tears and our eyelids trickle with water. For the sound of lamentation has been heard from Zion. How we have been devastated! How great our shame is! For we have left the land, and they have thrown down our homes. You women, hear the word of Jehovah. May your ear receive the word of his mouth. Teach your daughters this lamentation, and teach one another this dirge. For death has come up through our windows. It has entered our fortified towers, to take away the children from the streets, and the young men from the public squares. Say, this is what Jehovah declares. The dead bodies of people will fall like manure on the surface of the field, like a row of newly cut grain after the reaper, with no one to gather them up. This is what Jehovah says. Let not the wise man boast about his wisdom. Let not the mighty man boast about his mightiness. And let not the rich man boast about his riches. But let the one boasting boast about this, that he has insight and knowledge of me, that I am Jehovah, the one showing loyal love, justice, and righteousness in the earth. For in these things I take delight, declares Jehovah. Look, days are coming, declares Jehovah, and I will hold an accounting with everyone circumcised and yet uncircumcised, with Egypt and Judah and Edom and the Ammonites and Moab, and with all of those with hair clipped at the temples who are dwelling in the wilderness. For all the nations are uncircumcised, and all the house of Israel are uncircumcised in heart.
Yeah, the first part of Jeremiah chapter 9 is talking directed at the elders. I can see that. But then it goes on to about Watchtower and the Jehovah's Witnesses being spiritual Israel. Anyway, I'm just going to show you something else now in a separate video while I just find the file, the screenshot. Yeah, I just remembered this screenshot when I was when I mentioned about the time of the first video of the Star Walk 2 app at 10:48, and then I thought about this. I thought it was the same time, but it isn't. But this is the Lincoln Highcombe Congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses. This is the Charity Commission for England and Wales. This was actually done, as you can see, it's been done on my laptop, my Windows 10 laptop. This is a few years ago. And I don't think they've got the charities now, have they, the Kingdom Halls? They've all gone back into one charity or something, I don't know. Anyway, this is this. Now, the Birchwood Kingdom Hall, the Lincoln Highcombe Congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses, where the elders disfellowship me in my congregation. As you look at the registration history, there, right? The 31st of October, 1997, right? It's the 30th of October today, so it's Halloween tomorrow. So basically, the Highcombe congregation registered on Halloween. And guess who died in 2016 on the 31st of October? On Halloween, Charles Taze Russell. Jehovah killed him. That's what happened, to show he was a satanic nut job. So what this is saying to me is the fact that the Lincoln Highcombe Congregation of Jehovah's registered on October 1997. Jehovah made them do that. They were inspired to do that. That's proof. And basically, the elders are not going to die physically, but when they die, they will die symbolically. I will destroy them when I take over Watchtower on the 25th, on the 3rd of August 2025. Oh, I've got such good plans. And this shows this is not supernatural, but Jehovah's got control of the charity commission, because look at the charity number. Right? It's got 1065133. Right? Now, the number at the end, 133, the Lincoln Highcombe Congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses is at Birchwood Kingdom Hall, and that's 133 Birchwood Avenue. So what's the chances of that? Which is Jehovah's Temple at Jerusalem. And why do I say that? Because 2.9 miles away from the Birchwood Kingdom Hall is a hamlet at Skellingthorpe called Jerusalem. And it's the only place called Jerusalem in the UK. Right? So, which is amazing, really. I've got other statistics about it. You have to follow the, to get from Birchwood Kingdom Hall to Jerusalem at Skellingthorpe, you have to go via the B, I think it's the B road, B1190. Now, do you know how many chapters there are in the Bible? 1189. So 1190 chapter of the Bible would start at Genesis 1 again. Right? So this is Jehovah's supernatural design. Now, this is amazing. As I've said, the Birchwood Kingdom Hall is Jehovah's Temple at Jerusalem. And if you look at the charity number again, 1065133, that's the Birchwood Kingdom Hall, 133 Birchwood Avenue. The first part of it is 1065. Now, if you look on page 1065 of the New World Translation, 1984 edition, it's on Ezekiel chapter 8, which is basically, it says at the top at the subheading, see detestable things in Jerusalem's temple. Oh my God. So the Jehovah is now exposing the elders through scripture, right? That's not a coincidence. None of it is. So what we're going to have a look now, we're going to play from jw.org, the Bible online. You listen to this, you elders, if you're listening to my videos. This is what Jehovah knows about you. And Ezekiel is me, basically. He's referring to me, seeing what's happening in the Birchwood Kingdom or the Jehovah's Temple. So we've got Ezekiel chapter 8. Come on then. And this is directed, this is about the temple at Jerusalem. This is the Birchwood Kingdom Hall. Here we go.
Chapter 8. And in the 6th year, in the 6th month, on the 5th day of the month, when I was sitting in my house, and the elders of Judah were sitting before me, the hand of the sovereign Lord Jehovah took hold of me there. As I watched, I saw a form similar to the appearance of fire. There was fire below what appeared to be his waist, and from his waist upward, his appearance was bright, like the glow of electrum. Then he stretched out what appeared to be a hand and took me by a tuft of hair of my head. And a spirit carried me between the earth and the heavens and brought me to Jerusalem by means of the visions from God, to the entrance of the inner gate that faces north, where the idolatrous symbol of jealousy that incites jealousy stood. And look, the glory of the God of Israel was there, like the appearance that I had seen in the valley plain. He then said to me, Son of man, please raise your eyes toward the north. So I raised my eyes toward the north, and there, north of the gate of the altar, was this symbol of jealousy in the entryway. And he said to me, Son of man, do you see what terrible, detestable things the house of Israel is doing here? Things that make me go far away from my sanctuary. But you will see detestable things that are even more terrible. Then he brought me to the entrance of the courtyard, and when I looked, I saw a hole in the wall. He said to me, Son of man, please bore through the wall. So I bored through the wall, and I saw an entryway. He said to me, Go in and see the evil, detestable things that they are doing here. So I went in and looked, and I saw all sorts of images of creeping things and loathsome beasts and all the disgusting idols of the house of Israel. They were carved on the wall all around. And 70 of the elders of the house of Israel were standing before them, with Jaazaniah the son of Shaphan standing among them. Each one had his censer in his hand, and the perfumed cloud of incense was ascending. He said to me, Son of man, do you see what the elders of the house of Israel are doing in the darkness, each one in the inner rooms where his idols are displayed? For they are saying, Jehovah is not seeing us. Jehovah has left the land. And he went on to say to me, You will see detestable things that are even more terrible that they are doing. So he brought me to the entrance of the north gate of the house of Jehovah, and there I saw women sitting and weeping over the god Tammuz. And he further said to me, Do you see this, O son of man? You will see detestable things that are even more terrible than these. So he brought me to the inner courtyard of the house of Jehovah. There, at the entrance of the temple of Jehovah, between the porch and the altar, were about 25 men with their backs to the temple of Jehovah, and their faces to the east. They were bowing down to the sun in the east. He said to me, Son of man, do you see this? Is it a trivial thing for the house of Judah to do these detestable things, to fill the land with violence and keep offending me? Here they are thrusting out the branch to my nose. So I will act in rage. My eye will not feel sorry, nor will I feel compassion. Even though they cry out loudly in my ears, I will not hear them.
Interesting. So what are you elders at Birchwood Kingdom Hall doing in both congregations? North Icombe congregation and Birchwood congregation. What detestable things are you hiding? And it says that they do more detestable things. I suspect there's a paedophile ring going on. That's what I think. I mean, do they actually have sex parties at the Kingdom Hall? I don't know what's going in there. Incest, a lot. I'll be proved right one day. And this prophecy, this Ezekiel 8 verses 1 to 18 will be a prophecy. I've just checked. This video at the top says it was 4 minutes 20 seconds. So we're going to check the 420th chapter of the Bible. That's 420 seconds, that reading. So we'll check 420. This is my English Gematria app, which basically, if you put a sentence in, it will give you the total value of the letters in English. Because in Gematria, letters are assigned, numbers are assigned to letters. But you can also check the chapters in the Bible. So 420, chapter of the Bible, that's 4 minutes 20 seconds of that reading from Ezekiel chapter 8 to 1 to 18. Now that's given us the 420th chapter in the Bible is Nehemiah chapter 7. So I know what that is. because I just looked at it, but we'll check on here on jw.org Bible app again. This is the connection with the Bible and the universe being mathematics. The Bible is inspired. This proves it. The numbers are all connected to chapters. Right. Nehemiah, where's that? Oh, I can never find these books in here. Where's Nehemiah? Lamentation. Ah, there we go. Right, Nehemiah chapter 7. We'll listen to the first part of this. Slow at responding, the website. Here we go. This is connected to the time. Remember, the time of the reading of the detestable things are going in the temple at Ezekiel 8 was 4 minutes 20 seconds. This is chapter 420 of the Bible, Nehemiah chapter 7.
Chapter 7. As soon as the wall had been rebuilt, I set up the doors. Then the gatekeepers, the singers, and the Levites were appointed. I then put my brother Hanani in charge of Jerusalem, along with Hananiah, the chief of the fortress, for he was a most trustworthy man, and feared the true God more than many others. So I said to them, "The gates of Jerusalem should not be opened until the heat of the day, and while they are standing guard, they should shut the doors and bolt them, and assign the inhabitants of Jerusalem as guards, each to his assigned guard post, and each in front of his own house." Now the city was spacious and large, and there were few people inside it, and the houses had not been rebuilt. But my God put it into my heart to gather together the nobles and the deputy rulers and the people to be enrolled genealogically. Then I found the book of genealogical enrollment of those who first came up, and I found written in it, "And these were the people of the province who came up out of the captivity of the exiles, those whom King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon had exiled, and who later returned to Jerusalem and Judah, each to his own city, those who came with Zerubbabel, Jeshua."
Well, I'll stop it there because it gets boring. But there it says at the beginning, as soon as the wall had been built, I set up its doors. That my name Hashay means doors and gate and door. Then the gatekeepers, my name Hashay means a dweller by a gate, so that's connected again. And it's in the charge of Jerusalem. That's talking about it's the Watchtower and it's talking about Jerusalem, the Birchwood Kingdom also. These are the exiles that are returned from Babylon, right? Which is going to happen with Jehovah's Witnesses on the 3rd of August 2025 when I take them over. Now, I've just checked this. This is the connection again. I've just checked the length of this. This is supernatural design. Nehemiah 7:1-73 was 7 minutes 11 seconds, and this I was shocked at this. So the 711th chapter in the Bible in my Gematria Bible app is Isaiah chapter 32, my favorite scripture that talks about the end of Watchtower. Watch this. You gotta listen to this. So we have Bible, Isaiah chapter 32, and this is what it says about the Watchtower. You can keep doing this all day long. Right, here we go. Isaiah 32, listen to this. Watchtower and Jehovah's Witnesses.
Chapter 32. Look, a king will reign for righteousness, and princes will rule for justice.
That's me, the king. Look, the king will reign for righteousness.
And each one will be like a hiding place from the wind, a place of concealment from the rainstorm, like streams of water in a waterless land, like the shadow of a massive crag in a parched land. Then the eyes of those seeing will no longer be pasted shut, and the ears of those hearing will pay attention. The heart of those who are impetuous will ponder over knowledge, and the stammering tongue will speak fluently and clearly. The senseless one will no longer be called generous, and the unprincipled man will not be called noble. For the senseless one will speak nonsense, and his heart will devise harmful things, to promote apostasy, and to speak what is wayward against Jehovah, to cause the hungry one to go unfed, and to deprive the thirsty one of something to drink. The devices of the unprincipled man are bad. He promotes shameful conduct, to ruin the afflicted one with lies, even when the poor speaks what is right. But the generous one has generous intentions, and in generous endeavors he perseveres. You complacent women, get up and listen to my voice. You carefree daughters, pay attention to what I say. In a little over a year, you who are carefree will shudder, because no fruit will have been gathered when the grape harvest ends.
Now, just stop it there. It says in verse 10, in a little over a year, you who are carefree will shudder, because no fruit will have been gathered when the grape harvest. That in little over a year, you need to go and read. I won't do it now. It's Revelation chapter 6 verse 12. It talks about how there was an earthquake, a great earthquake. The sun turned to black as sackcloth and the moon turned to blood, right? In a nutshell, that great earthquake, happened on the 1st of January 2024 in Honshu, Japan. Using the letters in Honshu, Japan, you've got the name Joshua and my son's name, who is Jesus Christ in the flesh. Right? And that earthquake was actually mentioned on Governing Body Update number 1. It was done by David Splain, and he talks about this earthquake, how it destroyed some of the kingdom halls. That's Jehovah doing it. Right? So this in Revelation 6 verse 12, make sure it's that one. It talks about the sun will be turned to sackcloth. Right? It's mirroring, if you look on JW Dog, it mirrors Joel chapter 2 verse 31 about the sun will be darkened and the moon will turn to blood before the great and awe-inspiring day of Jehovah. It's the same thing. And that is talking about a total lunar eclipse, which happened across the great American eclipse across North America on the 8th of April, 2024. Right? Now, what's interesting is I claim to be the prophet Elijah of Malachi 4 verse 5, which says, look, I will send my prophet Elijah to you before the great and awe-inspiring day of Jehovah. Now, I checked online last year, and there's 2 Elijahs in the world, and they're both in America, right? And that solar eclipse that went across North America and clipped the edge of the Bethel in Canada, the branch office, it clipped there, and the other side is in New York is the new world headquarters of Jehovah's Witnesses, and both Elijahs are in America, as I said, and they were both in the path of the total solar eclipse. One's in Missouri, and the other one happens to be in Pennsylvania, as in Watchtower and Bible Tract of Pennsylvania. That's where Elijah is. That's amazing. So here we have, in a little over a year, you who are carefree will shudder. Right? That's being counted from the total solar eclipse on the 8th of April 2024 across North America, is a warning sign to the Watchtower and the governing body. Only I see it. But I'm telling you now. So if you count from the 8th of April, 2024, to when I take Watchtower down on the 3rd of August, 2025, which is the 9th of Av, and the 9th of Av, what the Jews called Tisha B'Av, both temples were destroyed on the 9th of Av, Tisha B'Av. This is Jehovah destroying the temple again on that date. And I have all the calculations of the star positions and everything to prove it. And gematria, hundreds of gematria calculations. So, as I said, from that date, the 8th of April 2024, total solar eclipse, to the 3rd of August 2025, there is 1 year, 3 months, 26 days, fulfilling that scripture in verse 10 that says in a little over a year. 1 year, 3 months is a little over a year, isn't it? So we'll carry on now with this scripture.
Tremble, you complacent women. Shudder, you who are carefree. Strip yourselves bare and put sackcloth around your hips. Beat your breasts in lamentation over the desirable fields and the fruitful vine. For the ground of my people will be covered with thorns and briars. They will cover all the houses of rejoicing, yes, the city of exultation. For the fortified tower has been forsaken. The noisy city has been abandoned. Ophel and the watchtower have become a permanent wasteland, a delight for wild donkeys, a pasture for the flocks.
And now you can see why I love this scripture, because we talk about just over a year. And then in verse 14, for the fortified tower has been forsaken, the noisy city has been abandoned, Opal and the watchtower. Watchtower, Jehovah's Witnesses, governing body, you are going down. And the watchtower have become a permanent wasteland. That's what's going to happen. Here we go again.
Until the Spirit is poured out on us from above, and the wilderness becomes an orchard, and the orchard is regarded as a forest. Then justice will reside in the wilderness, and righteousness will dwell in the orchard. The result of true righteousness will be peace, and the fruitage of true righteousness will be lasting tranquility and security. My people will dwell in a peaceful abiding place, in secure dwellings, and in tranquil resting places. But the hail will flatten the forest, and the city will be completely leveled. Happy are you who sow seed alongside all waters, who send out the bull and the donkey.
Well, I can do this all day long. I'll just show you the maths behind the Bible again. Right, that Isaiah 32, 1 to 28 was 3 minutes, 28 seconds. Right? Now, if you do that number backwards, this is how Jehovah works. He works forwards and backwards. So that's 3 minutes, 28. So backwards, that will be 8:23. So we'll now look at the 823rd chapter. 8:23. And that's Ezekiel chapter 21. I can do this all day. I'll make this the last one, though, because we can do this all day. So we've got Ezekiel 21 now. There we go. Ezekiel 21. Don't always respond straight away. Only click on it. Here we go. 1 to 32. 32 was my house number in Dulverton Road. And in the letters, using the letters in Dulverton Road, you've got the word Overlord, which was the code name for Operation D-Day. So this is it. I'm not sure what this says. This is Ezekiel 21. Here we go.
Chapter 21. The word of Jehovah again came to me, saying, Son of man, turn your face toward Jerusalem, and make a proclamation against the holy places, and
put your face toward Jerusalem. That's the watchtower, right?
prophesy against the land of Israel. Say to the land of Israel, This is what Jehovah says. Here I am against you, and I will bring my sword out of its sheath, and cut off from you both the righteous and the wicked. Because I will cut off from you the righteous and the wicked, my sword will be drawn from its sheath against all flesh, from south to north. All people will have to know that I myself, Jehovah, have drawn my sword from its sheath. It will not go back again. And you, son of man, sigh while you tremble. Yes, sigh bitterly before them. And if they say to you, Why are you sighing? You will say, Because of a report. For it will certainly come, and every heart will melt with fear, and every hand will hang limp, and every spirit will become dejected, and every knee will drip with water. Look, it will certainly come. It will take place, declares the sovereign Lord Jehovah. The word of Jehovah again came to me, saying, Son of man, prophesy and say, This is what Jehovah says. Say, a sword is sharpened, and it is polished. It is sharpened to inflict a great slaughter. It is polished to flash like lightning. Should we not rejoice? Will it reject the scepter of my own son, as it does every tree? It is given to be polished and to be wielded with the hand. This sword is sharpened and polished, to be put into the hand of an executioner. Cry out and wail, son of man, for it has come against my people. It is against all the chieftains of Israel. These will be victims of the sword along with my people. So strike your thigh in grief, for an examination has been made, and what will happen if the sword rejects the scepter? It will cease to exist, declares the sovereign Lord Jehovah.
Yeah, this is the chieftains of Israel. This is talking about the helpers of the governing body, the elders, all the elders in the earth, in all the congregations. This is talking about Watchtower.
And you, son of man, prophesy and
That's me, son of man, prophesy. I'm prophesying now.
clap your hands and repeat, a sword 3 times. It is the sword of the slain victims, the sword of great slaughter that surrounds them. Their hearts will melt with fear, and many will fall at their city gates. I will inflict a slaughter by the sword. Yes, it flashes like lightning and is polished for a slaughter. Cut sharply to the right, swing to the left, go wherever your blade is directed. I will also clap my hands and satisfy my rage. I myself, Jehovah, have spoken. And the word of Jehovah again came to me, saying, As for you, son of man, mark out 2 ways for the sword of the king of Babylon to come. Both of them will originate from the same land, and a signpost should be set up where the road branches off to the 2 cities. You should mark out 1 way for the sword to come against Rabbah of the Ammonites, and the other way against fortified Jerusalem in Judah. For the king of Babylon stops to use divination at the fork in the road, where the 2 roads branch off. He shakes the arrows. He consults his idols. He examines the liver. The divination in his right hand is pointed toward Jerusalem to set up battering rams, to give the word for slaughter, to sound the battle cry, to set battering rams against the gates, to throw up a siege rampart, to build a siege wall. But it will seem like false divination in the eyes of those who had sworn oaths to them. But he remembers their guilt and will capture them.
Right, where it mentioned in 22, the divination in his right hand is pointed toward Jerusalem to set up battering rams, to give the word for slaughter, to sound the battle cry. Basically, I'm using one, David used one stone to kill Goliath. I've got a 180-page document that proves that my son Joshua is Jesus Christ in the flesh, based on the image of the Turin shroud and the artist's impression and AI pictures. They match up. That's going to go to Watchtower. They're going to then look. I'll put in about my YouTube channel, JEHOVAH'S, and my Facebook page, James Hache, HACCHE. So they're going to look. They've been looking at it anyway. But anyway, the slaughter comes next year when I send that document out on the blood moon on the 14th of March 2025, 10 days before my daughter's birthday. That blood moon is across North America again, which is, if you go and read, if you go Revelation 6:12 again, it says the great earthquake, the sun will be turned as black as sackcloth and the moon will turn to blood. That's the blood moon before Watchtower's destruction.
Therefore, this is what the sovereign Lord Jehovah says. You have caused your own guilt to be remembered by exposing your transgressions and causing your sins to be seen in all your actions. Now that you have been remembered, you will be taken by force. But your day has come, O fatally wounded wicked chieftain of Israel, the time of your final punishment. This is what the sovereign Lord Jehovah says. Remove the turban and take off the crown. This will not remain the same. Raise up the low one and bring low the high one. A ruin, a ruin, a ruin I will make it. And it will not belong to anyone until the one who has the legal right comes, and I will give it to him.
I'll remember this now. This is for you, Simon SUB, who is the chairman on my judicial committee. Verse 25, but your day has come, O fatally wounded, wicked chieftain of Israel, the time of your final punishment. This is what the sovereign Lord says. Remove the turban and take off the crown. This will remain the same. Raise up the low one, that's me, who you wrongly disfellowshipped and caused me to be shunned by my 3 children, family and friends for over 14 years in solitary confinement in my bedroom with only one friend, my best friend Trish, to talk to. I'm on my own now. And it says to bring low the high one, that's Simon Eshelby. A ruin, a ruin, a ruin I will make it, and it will not belong to anyone until the one who has the legal right comes, and I will give it to him. Jehovah's giving me that legal right. Let's carry on for the last bit.
And you, son of man, prophesy and say, this is what the sovereign Lord Jehovah says about the Ammonites and about their insults. Say, a sword is drawn for a slaughter. It is polished to devour and to flash like lightning. Despite the false visions and lying divination about you, you will be piled up on the slain. The wicked men whose day has come, the time of their final punishment. Return it to its sheath. I will judge you in the place that you were created, in the land of your origin. I will pour out my indignation on you. I will blow upon you with the fire of my fury, and I will hand you over to brutal men, the craftsmen of destruction. You will become fuel for the fire. Your own blood will be shed in the land, and you will be remembered no more. For I myself, Jehovah, have spoken.
Now, I have the evidence. The Bible code is encoded. Jehovah encoded the Bible by ELS, equidistant letter sequence. That's the only way you can prove the Bible is inspired. Right? I know the Bible says the Bible is inspired and is beneficial for teaching, for reproving and setting things straight. But when the Jehovah's quotes that to anybody in the ministry, it's circular reasoning. You can't prove the Bible is inspired. It's just words. You mathematically have to prove it through it being encoded. And this is another way. The Bible is mathematically encoded through numerology, right? And this is just one more example that Ezekiel 21, 1 to 32, the reading took 6:04, nearly 3 away, 4, 5, 6, and 3 away from 6:07. But anyway, that minute took 6 minutes 4 seconds. So we're going to go backwards. 4:06, the 406th chapter of the Bible. I'm not going to read this. 406th chapter of the Bible is actually Ezra chapter 3, right? If we go on here on Google and check Ezra, that's 20, let's check 3. This is all connected. Oh, that's Ezekiel 23. Hang on. I put Ezra in, didn't I? Ezra. That's chapter 8. Let's try chapter 3. Here we go. The rebuilding of the altar. The rebuilding of the temple, which is the Birchwood Kingdom Hall. So we're going round in circles again like a loop in the scriptures. They're all connected up with the time that the readings are taking place, and they all match up with different scriptures. Watchtower are going to love this, Jehovah's Witnesses. You can all find out stuff by doing this. Learn. So that's the rebuilding of the temple. And then, yeah, that's it really. Verse 10, when the builders lay the foundations of the temple of the Lord, the priests in their vestments and with trumpets and Levites, so on, with praise, thanksgiving, they sang to the Lord. He is good. His love towards Israel endures forever. Yep, that's me. And all the people gave a great shout of praise to the Lord because the foundation of the house of the Lord was laid, the Birchwood Kingdom Hall, Jehovah's temple at Jerusalem. But many of the older priests and Levites and families heads who had seen the former temple wept aloud when they saw the foundation of the temple laid, while many others shouted for joy. No one could distinguish the sound of the joy from the sound of weeping. But it's going to be a double-edged sword, isn't it, for the congregations at Birchwood, because they'll be weeping for being exposed, their sexual sins and whatever, and at the same time there'll be joyful cries because the people made so noise the sound was heard. Anyway, read that. That's rebuilding the temple, Ezra chapter 3. Whew, this has been a long one. I don't know whether anybody's going to listen to this video. Watchtower will when the time comes. Anyway, I'm going to stop this video now and put everything together and upload it to YouTube.